Hello, my name is Victoria Wright and I'm a medical herbalist and I run thelivingherb.com. Now, I just thought it'd be nice to tell you a little bit about me and how I became a medical herbalist. So when I was 3, my nan asked me what I wanted to do when I grew up, and I told her that I wanted to be a nurse because I wanted to help people. When I was 4, she asked me the same question, but this time I told her that I wanted to be a doctor because doctors earn money. I was cute, but I wasn't stupid. And then I went to school. And when I was at school, I learnt lots of exciting things and I discovered that I was good at doing science. And by the time I left school, I'd forgotten about my wanting to help people. And I thought, because I was good at physics, that I would go and study physics at university. After all, I was a woman, and women studying physics were bound to get a good job afterwards. And I did get a good job. I became a researcher. I did a PhD in particle physics and I worked on developing camera systems for the LHC at CERN. But when I finished my PhD, there was still that need to help people. So then I went and worked on camera systems for mammography and other science experiments. But it somehow never felt enough. Then one weekend I was in Scotland on a retreat and I was sat in a tea room and I got chatting to a man and his wife who was sat next to me. The man turned out to be a doctor, and as you do when you start a conversation with somebody new, he asked what I did for a living. And for some reason I said that I was a scientist, but that it wasn't enough. Somehow I wanted to help people, and although I enjoyed my job, it just wasn't really enough somehow. And he looked at me and told me not to worry, that somehow I would find what it is that I wanted to do. Little did either of us know, but that conversation was going to be a life-changing conversation for me. Now, when I was at university studying physics, I had a boyfriend. I also had a lot of herbal medicine books, and I used to experiment on said boyfriend when he was ill, trying to treat him. And I would give him things like time tea, which is probably why he's no longer my boyfriend. And for some reason, that experience came to my mind as I pondered on the conversation that I'd had with the doctor in the tea room in Scotland. And I thought that I would try to learn a little bit more about herbal medicine. Now, being a physicist, I wanted to make sure that what I learnt was good quality. So I had a look at the National Institute for Medical Herbalists website and tried to find a course that I could do where I could learn a bit more about herbal medicine. Unfortunately, the only courses that they recommended were degree courses. And being an arrogant physicist, I thought, well, how difficult could it be? Sure, I was working full-time, but I could do a degree in herbal medicine, no problem. Oh, how wrong I was. I started my herbal medicine degree within 6 months of that conversation in Scotland. The first year I spent learning about anatomy and physiology. Then I started learning about clinical diagnosis and pathologies, all the sorts of things that your GP will learn. Then I learned about biochemistry. Biochemistry was good. Biochemistry was quantum mechanics, and I could do that. That was physics. Then I learnt pharmacy, the sort of conventional pharmacy and the sort of drugs that your GP will prescribe. And only after I'd learned all of that information was I able to finally learn a bit more about herbal medicine. So after 6 years of studying and 500 hours of clinical training in a herbal clinic and in hospitals, I finally decided that herbal medicine really was how I was going to help other people. And it was because of that that I finally started up The Living Herb and where we are today. So I hope that gives you a bit of insight into me and why I'm a medical herbalist. And if you have any questions, please do get in touch and have a look at my website. Thank you. Bye.